I think I'm group 1C, and my husband should be getting his pretty soon because he works at the VA hospital.
Well, it's
So
40,000 of y'all in Dane County ahead of me. So I'm gonna need some of y'all to stand down.
I think my
Gloria,
husband,
I'm offering to stand down just because of your madamness.
my husband gets his second one, I think, next week.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
good.
Yeah, we are live on YouTube. Thank you.
All right. We are going to go ahead and call the meeting to order. This is the Citizens Ad Hoc Committee relative to the proposal to rename Falk Elementary School. Thank you all for being here this evening. I don't think we will be here too long, but we do want to go ahead and get started. So our first order of business is to approve our minutes from our November 11th meeting. Those were included in the link to the board docs. Does everybody have them in front of them to view or has already reviewed them? Okay. Then I will just give everyone a brief moment to scroll if you have not already, and to see if there are any corrections that need to be made. And would like to make a motion, like to move that the minutes from the Falk renaming ad hoc committee dated November 11th, 2020 be approved. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
All right, that has been seconded by Erica. Any questions or discussion? All right, seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Hi.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. All right, seeing and hearing none, the motion carries. Thank you. We will now move into reviewing of our charge, our timeline, and the guidelines. I think we all know what our charge is to rename Falk Elementary. This committee was appointed back in August. It's been quite a long journey, but we are almost there, I believe. But there is a slight change to the timeline, as I shared with you all via email a couple of weeks ago, due to another proposal that was missed and had to be added. It pushed back our timeline just a bit here. So I've asked Barb to just share on the screen with you all where we are at in terms of that revised timeline. So today we are again here to gather or review any public comment that has come in, review all of the proposals. Although we reviewed all of the proposals previously, we certainly can revote on recommendation and consideration the additional proposal that has since been added. And then next week, Monday, is when we will review public comment and hold a public hearing on recommendation. On our recommendation, the following week, we will present, I and whoever else is interested from the committee will present at the Board of Education's instruction work group meeting. And then our final recommendation will go before the board on January 25th for final vote and consideration. Are there any questions regarding that timeline? Okay, thank you, Barb.
Yolanda, I don't have a question regarding the timeline, but I do want to know, is it appropriate for someone from Falk to be a co-presenter with you?
I'm actually hoping that Adam would be willing to, just finding out today, Adam. I'm hoping that Adam would be willing to be in that space, put together based on our recommendation. If we were going to continue with our recommendation from last time, I think it would be excellent for Adam to come and share the PowerPoint that he's already put together, along with any other information.
Yeah, I just think it's a nice idea to have the Falk community itself represented. So,
Yeah, I agree.
okay.
Whatever the team needs.
All right. Thank you, Adam. Any other comments or questions? All right. Well, then we will move on to taking a look at our public comments. I'm sorry, Barb, I should have asked you to have that ready too. So I was just looking it over. I think there may be a few, and I mean maybe 3 to 5 comments that have been added since the last time that we looked at it in November. So there's about 26 pages of comments. There are a couple of comments in favor of our newest proposal that we are going to be reviewing tonight, and then the majority of them are still in favor of Malele Chikasa Anana. Anybody else have any comments or questions to add around the comments?
Where are the comments? Oh, I see. Where are the comments for the new guy?
If you go to page, so the page, what is this, 20, starting at page 22, I think it is. There is a comment, like the third one from the bottom, that speaks specifically to William Nolan. And then I think there is one on the following page. Second comment there is specific to him as well.
Let's see.
All right. Thank you, Barb. Any other questions or comments around the public comments submitted to date? All right. Well, then our next order of business then is to review the proposals that are before us and make our decide on our recommendation to the Board of Education. As I shared earlier, I know that in November we kind of already did that based on the proposals that we had at this time. So I think right now the bulk of our discussion, unless there are changes or other comments that want to be brought up regarding the other proposals that we've already reviewed, I think we can just review Mr. Nolan's and then make our recommendation.
Yeah, I do have something to say about Mr. Nolan's. Considering that there were 8 people who put this together, it was a pretty lazy proposal. They essentially just copied a page out of a book. They gave it to us because this proposal itself didn't tell me anything about him. They expected me to read a book to find out about him. And then reading about Falk's profile and what we expect what they expect my kids to be when they leave Falk. It was just like this huge list of like self-knowledge, creativity, wellness, interpersonal skills, confidence, cultural competence, and community connections. When my girls leave Falk, that is not like the huge tremendous list. I don't think they know what Falk is about. I don't think they have this general idea of how wonderful we want our school to be and how we want it to be represented. So I think it was a really lazy proposal. I don't think just from the proposal itself, I don't think it met any of the criteria, to be honest with you. And I'm not going to be reading excerpts from a book, to be honest with you. I mean, if they want to send me the whole book, that's fine, but I don't think this met any of the criteria, to be honest with you.
Thank you, Erica. Anybody else have any additional comments or thoughts to share around their review of the proposal?
I concur. I don't think that the proposal
regard, Mr. Nolan really gave justice to him. And in many ways, I'm offended by it because he really warrant better. And so my not supporting the proposal of supporting him has nothing to do his statue, but the lack of forethought that was given in submitting it. And it definitely does not address what the criteria was fully, nowhere completely that was laid out for the renaming of the school.
Thank you, Dr. Hawkins.
I also agree with that. And my main concern with it is it doesn't address any connection to the Madison schools. I'm sure that William Nolan was an excellent man, but there's no, in the proposal, there's no connection with the Madison schools.
Thank you, Claire. Any other thoughts?
I would just say, I just would have liked for them to be a little bit more detailed in it. I'm not going to call the proposal lazy or anything like that, because that's not my job or my position in doing that, because I would think that honoring one of the first Black families in Madison would be a noteworthy thing to think about, considering the time that the individual came to Madison and some of the things that he and his family were able to do. However, the proposal could have been strengthened by them actually sort of laying it out, and then giving perhaps some of their reasonings in behind why they would think that Falk would be great to be called Nolan Elementary, or however you would like to name it. But I definitely don't want to disparage his name in that he was a significant person in Madison, although none of us knew Mr. Nolan. But I don't want to take away from who he was and his accomplishments in Madison, and thereby and let me also saying connecting him to the school during the time period for which he was living in Madison. We know what Madison was like, so we really can't connect those dots like that to the school. So, and I'll leave it like that.
Thank you, Ms. Diola. So just in circling back to the rubric, do we think that Mr. Nolan met the criteria or did not meet the criteria?
I'm not sure, is the question whether he met it or whether the proposal.
The proposal, yeah. I'm
Okay.
sorry, the proposal,
Right.
yeah.
So no, the proposal didn't meet it.
Okay.
That's my opinion.
I see some shaking heads from other members that are saying the same. Okay. Any other final thoughts or comments? Any final thoughts or comments or discussion that we want to circle back around any of the other proposals that we've already reviewed prior to today?
I just wanted to say that I think that the proposal for Malele Chikasa and Nana is still the strongest proposal. And I would be in favor of choosing that as we go forward.
Erica, did you have a comment?
Sorry, the mailman is here, or my husband's home. I just wanted to go back to Theola. Sorry, I did not mean to say that he was lazy. Just a proposal, 8 men putting this together did not. But I was actually talking to a friend, and we actually thought that like a statue of him would actually be like a really, really nice way to honor him. Actually, like it just kind of, because I did read through the whole thing and did do some research on him, and like a statue or something of him would actually be really appropriate since he was the first one here. So I did want to actually just make note of that. I did do research on him. So
thank you, Erica. All right. Well, Barb, correct me if I'm wrong, but the next step is to make a recommendation. Is that correct?
Yes, it is. Thank you.
All right. So I move that the ad hoc citizens committee relative to renaming Falk Elementary School recommend to the Board of Education the name of Malele Chikasa Anana. Is there a
I
second?
second. Vonce Ashby, I second.
Been seconded by Vonce Ashby. Any questions or discussion? All right. All those in favor, please raise your hand or say aye.
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 All opposed, nay. Seeing none, the motion carries. Thank you, everyone. Um, so next steps, and I kind of already talked about this already, was showing you all the timeline. But our meeting next week, Monday, Barb, is also at 4:30.
Correct.
Okay. And that will be where it will be a public hearing. So
Yes.
folks are able to come and share their thoughts. And Barb, we're just listening, taking that information in. Is that correct?
That is correct. Yes. Each person that signs up will have 3 minutes to speak. They have to sign up ahead of time. Sign up starts a half hour before the meeting, so at 4 o'clock. They can also submit a written statement like they have been able to do all along. And we'll probably give you an updated report on the public comments before the next meeting.
Okay. And then the following week will be our Board of Education Instruction Work Group presentation. And that, I believe, Dr. Billings, is where you were recommending that Adam, someone from the Falk community, come to that meeting. Is that correct?
Yes.
And then the final vote will go before the Board of Education on January 25th. Any questions regarding any of that?
And you need us at all those meetings coming forward. I'm just asking to make sure.
I think the January 4th meeting for sure, right, Barb?
Yes.
The January 11th meeting will be myself and Adam, and is there anyone else, Barb?
No, not required.
Not required. So welcome to attend, but not required. And then
Yeah, and so that's the one where they make their final decision. The one where you and Adam will be at, correct?
So the decision for the board is not until January 25th at the regular meeting. The January 11th meeting is a work group of the board. So that is where Ms. Shelton Morris will be able to present to them the work that this committee has done and the recommendation they have made.
So Barb, so I'm clear. So I'm absolutely, I will be at the meeting on the 4th. Should I also block off the 11th, or is that just our team's chair, Ms. Shelton Morris?
You are welcome to attend, Adam, if you like.
no, Adam, I want you to attend on the 11th.
Okay, I'll be there.
Okay.
Adam will be there.
All right. Any other questions?
Just clarification, we as a committee should try to be at the board meeting, if not the 11th. Like I can't make the 11th, but I can make the 25th.
Yes, if you are able to attend, that would be awesome. Not required, but yes, you are welcome to attend.
Yeah, I
Thank
think the interesting thing about the way that the board meetings are now done, they won't know whether you're there or not. So, I mean, it's your being there to kind of give, because I've been coming to the board meetings. It's, you're not in the Zoom. You're
Right.
on the YouTube,
Facebook Live. You're not a panelist.
Facebook watching.
Mhm.
So it's just a matter if you want to put something in the comments to encourage Yolanda, but
May I clarify a bit? Yes, Yolanda and Adam will be in the Zoom meeting.
right. But the rest of us won't, is what I'm saying.
Right. No one will be in the one on the 25th.
Barbara, will you provide us with the information in which we can connect to the board meeting?
Definitely will do that. Yes.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you.
All right. Any other questions?
None for me.
All right. Well, We have come to the end of our meeting. I want to thank you all for being available the Monday after Christmas during what I hope is a break and off time for you all. And so again, our next meeting will be on January 4th at 4:30. You all should have already received that meeting information from Barb. But if you haven't, please let her know and she'll make sure to get that information to you. And I am looking for a motion to adjourn.
I move to adjourn.
And it has been seconded by Erica. All those in favor, please say yay or raise your hand.
Yay.
Yay. Thank you all so much. Happy holidays to you. Have a prosperous and happy new year. And I will see you next week.
Okay.
Thank you. I wish
bye-bye.
everyone good health.
Thank you
Bye,
so
have a
much.
good day.
Stay safe.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.